So, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining this design thinking workshop today. We'll be talking and tackling the challenges of working with unstructured hospital data, the data that usually remains unused due to lack of accessibility. So, let me talk about our problem statement first. So, a vast amount of data are generated every year from hospitals that remains unused because they are not accessible to those who need them. So we are focusing on how we can work around with those data and create a platform from where we can use this data and make it accessible to the people who need it. So our goal today is to collaborate together and explore solutions to how we can enhance the data set, how we can work with the data, and how we can utilize the unused data. So let me walk you through the workshop agenda. We're gonna start with a brief introduction. We'll just try to learn about each other. Then we'll go towards empathize phase, where we will uh, try to understand the challenges of users. And then comes the define phase. We will discuss about refining the problem statement based on the findings, whatever we find from the empathize phase. And then comes the ideate phase, where we will brainstorm possible solutions using how might we exercise, and we'll organize those data into functional categories like based on user experience, data integration, security, and others. And then moving forward, we'll talk about the feedback. And okay, so that's what we have for today. Are we all excited to start?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so first we are gonna do a little warm up session. We will try to know about each other. I want you guys to use this little sticky note over here with your names to tell us about yourself. Like, what's your current role? What's your experience with working and how you have been using data? So let's start. We can also share one of the exciting thing or interesting thing that we did this week to make it a bit interesting. What was, I mean, I guess for this week it's gonna be Super Bowl. Did you guys watch it, everyone?
I watched pieces of the Super Bowl. I didn't watch a lot of it. It was very entertaining just for the fact that the Chiefs lost, so I got a little thrill out of that. But I did miss the whole halftime performance. I don't know what happened there. Did you watch it?
Oh, I unfortunately did not.
I watched it. It was pretty fun. I had a group of friends come over and watched it. I really liked the halftime show. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
Okay,
Who were
we
you
can
rooting for?
The Eagles. I didn't want them to repeat.
Yeah.
we can also use some little icons we have over here to show our interest and everything and get creative. We can see Scott loves dog and loves cats a little bit more than dogs. And painting, I love painting too, but I can't paint a wall though.
Oh, icons.
Do not know where my last icon went.
The little llama over here has the icons on it.
Oh, is that it right there?
Okay.
Nope, that's not me.
Oh, that's exciting. You got bored. I mean, that's great. I don't think I can even like walk for half an hour nowadays.
No, I did good.
Yeah. But I used to do a lot of trekking before, but now I feel like, oh my God, I'm not that person no more.
Oh, what happened there?
What do you coach?
I'm gonna. So I coached co-ed adult softball. I put the wrong sport in there. I didn't mean to grab the football, so I was trying to change that. But I also run a table tennis tournament here at my job. I never knew so many people liked table tennis until I started the league up. But just a little recreational thing to get the spirits up around the workplace. I've
Pickleball as well.
I've done some coaching for my daughter's basketball team or some or volleyball team. I assistant coach there. Um, yeah, it's hard for me to stay on the sidelines. I usually like to dip in and get involved as much as I can.
Gotcha.
Okay, so are we done?
Somebody keeps dropping icons in my section.
Yeah, it's like it's not there. That's mine right there. I'm trying to find it. There's the car I did the first time. What happened there? There we go.
What's that?
Okay.
Okay, let's look what we have. Mr. William and did a
Yeah,
marathon.
so I use data and metrics and pricing, and then I use a lot I use DocuSign, so there's a lot of metrics that come out of that for contractual clauses and things. And then I ran the Tybee Half Marathon last Saturday, and I did really well. I finished 4th in my age group. And then afterwards, I attended a conference all week in Tampa, Florida. And as soon as I got home, my wife had me painting the bedroom. And all during that time, my dog and 4 cats were bugging me to play with them.
Okay, that's really nice. You had a great week.
Congrats too, man.
See.
Whole place is good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk about Trey.
Currently I'm not working. I have about 4.5 years working with data, and currently I'm using data in school. Just outside of school, I like to play golf, go fishing, skateboarding, and play video games, as you can see there. I also like working on computers and construction.
That's great.
My icons.
Yeah, I've been working with data a lot. Okay, let's move on to Corey.
All right. So databases is something that I've been touching on, but have not had a lot of familiarity with in my time working in IT. But I have had experiences working with databases for our ERP system, AS100. Our main database manager has been kind of like training me off and on in certain areas. So I've gained a little knowledge there. I just want to enhance it as much as I can. The reason I have the car there is because my car, I'm very frugal with my money. I don't like to spend money and buy cars right now, especially with the market. So my car decided to take a dump on me this past week. So I've been trying to get that back up and running. I have experience working with cars. I actually wanted that to be my passion and profession, but it didn't work out that way. Table tennis, like I said earlier, I run a tournament, seasonal tournaments at my job. I've been doing that for a couple of years now. In volleyball, I love the sport. My daughter plays, assistant coach there. And I go to all of her tournaments that she has. She's part of a travel league. So I go in, it's the age 14 group that she does for the city. And that's basically all I've been engulfed in the last week.
Okay, you had a pretty great week as well.
Thank you.
If I want to share my experience, I had to travel this week, and it was a horrible experience at the airport. My flight got delayed 2 times. I had to change flight.
Traveling where?
DC.
Oh.
And then I had a return flight. I managed it that way, and then I had to change my return flight. Oh my God, I spent 2 days in the airport.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Yeah, this week wasn't very good for me. So, Case, it was great knowing about you all. Okay, so now let's focus on understanding the challenges of working with hospitals' data. I will explore how it impacts different roles and industries, what users have to say about it. So let's start with the say phase over here, where we will understand what users have to say about the system. And in this phase, we'll think outside the box, go deep in our daily work, how we work out with our data. And hey, let me see. William has already started. We'll talk about how do we currently work with the data. if we have ever struggled with a data set. Have you struggled to find the right data when needed? Having a dashboard would be great sometimes, how you feel about it. So we'll talk about everything in this phase. You can add any, like as much as you can. You can just duplicate this sticky notes and write it down for you. Okay, we have a lot of insights already. In this space, we're just trying to understand the user, what they feel about it, what they go through on daily basis, just to understand them. So you are free to write anything you like. Okay, so are we done?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
See.
this is everything that a user might say about our potential system.
Okay. Okay, let's see what we have over here. So first we have, I will like a system that is easy to use and I can find the data that I need to do my job. Yes, I am a student and I want to find hospital data for research purposes. Okay, so who are the people needing the data? The hospital administration, students doing some research. I want hospital data to allow me visualize multiple areas of hospital information like bed count, cost information, and specialization. So basically, we want our data to be useful for hospital administrations, students, researchers who would use our platform, and
Yeah, essentially, I was trying to capture the elements from the interview where he talked about business, clinical, and research. So those are I think the three constituencies and what a user would say about the system once we get it created, that's what they would be looking for.
yeah. And let's see what we have down here. Will the system increase my efficiency? Yeah, so we need a system that will increase the efficiency of our user. And will I have good training with, I think, yeah, that's a great concern. And will this cause more work for me? We'll talk about it more. And is it fast and easy to use? Is it useful? Yeah, we have a lot of doubt. Is it gonna be easy to use? Or so basically it has to be easy to use, helpful, very easy to visualize, and with all that we want the information to be secure. So let's move on to our next stage. That's gonna be, we can cut it now, right?
Okay.
Which phase is it? Should I do
Thanks.
dots first or think first?
Thinks, does, feels.
But I'm sorry. Okay, start. So let's move on to the next phase. It's gonna be think. We'll talk about what do users think about working with data. So what are the unspoken frustration while working with data? Will that be overwhelming to work with? And what do we think? Like, if I had a magic wand to work with this data, how we want to work with it? How would you like to make changes? And what do you think are some functionalities that you want to add? Do you think having an analytical platform online would help to improve your decision makings at your work? How reliable do you think this data is going to be? So yeah, so we'll see what we think about working with our project. Okay, so let's see what our user might think about the system. I think about correlation and analysis of hospital metrics, understanding the pattern in hospital and on the hospital data can provide actionable decisions. Okay, so we have, I would like to see advanced visualization and mapping of hospital data. That will, having a clean data would be really great to work with. And we have uh, how we can better automate and data publishing. We have concern, how are we gonna make it better? And I sanitized data offer a lot of insight on things we need to improve upon. Yes, a proper data cleaning and structuring is another requirement. I think we should build a system that is online so it is accessible to everyone. I mean, safe, yeah, that's a very good point. Having the data published online, everyone can have a look and have real-time access, and it would help stakeholders to make decisions. So let's move on to does phase. And in this phase, we'll talk about what actions will user take, like to work with the data. So to deal with the problem of a vast amount of data that has not been used, how can we deal with this problem? We'll come up with some ideas in that section. We can also talk about how you currently work with such kind of data, if you have experience, and how do you share report at your work. The tools you use to work with such data. Okay, so are we done? Looks like we're done. So we have online data query. Yeah, that's one thing that can be used. And
Can I get 1 more minute? Sorry.
yeah, sure. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
It's not have to be correct or perfect. We're just coming up with ideas, how you work with them now, so we get some insight on what we need in our system, so it makes working easier and quick decision making can be done.
Okay, I think I'm done.
Okay, that looks great. We have come up with a lot of ideas, what we do every day while working with data, query data, and search it online to find a quick answer. Yeah, and download data to my analytics system for analysis. Yeah, that for deeper analysis, when you have a vast amount of data, you have to do a download and work with it. I mean, if we have already, easy to access data, we don't have to go through all of that hassle. So, yep, import or merge downloaded data with other system like CRM. Yeah, it looks like we go through a lot of steps to get our data work for us every day. And we have data analytics. Data analysts may need layers of cleaning to make the data more useful. Yep. Analysts require multiple layers of data cleaning to ensure accurate data and convert the data into a templated format for software independence. Yep. Yeah, converting a data into a universal compatible format would be a great start. So we have run SQL query online, use AI to help make decisions. Yep. Nowadays, AI has been really helpful working with data and using SQL to structure a vast amount of data into query tables and database will improve efficiency of the data. So we have a lot of insight here, what we can do, how we can do, and what we have been working with. It also gives us a see-through on what problems we face and what hassle we have to go through to work every day. So moving on to the feel phase, where we'll talk about what emotions arises while we're working with this data. Sometimes working with a lot of, vast amount of data that's not in a dashboard format can be frustrating. How you deal with those data? How do you feel working with it in your day-to-day work area? We can also talk about, do you feel confident taking decisions with the data as you work every day? And how does the project excite you?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's fine. I think I'm done.
Okay, so we have come up with a lot of insight over here. First, I would like to share my insight and discuss data with others. Yep, we want to share data, and it will be so helpful for others as well, for making decisions for stakeholders and everyone. So next is I want the information to be exciting and engaging. Yes, we all can agree that dashboard that's really informative and engaging is really exciting to work with. And next we have, I want to feel that the data resource increases my productivity. Yep. Then we have relative data is being presented and can now be reported more easily. That's true. We can see how it feels like the data that we are really surrounded with data, and everyday data that we feel like it's nothing, but it makes huge impact while making decisions for other companies. And if relative data reported correctly can be a great source for business, and in our case it's going to be healthcare sector. So next is my computer runs slowly when working with large data files. Yes, we have frustration over here, and amazed at how everyday things look when quantified with visuals. That's true. Seeing real-world data in visual form is really insightful for users. Users should feel they understand the data and getting useful information. Yep, we want user to have a collaborative space to share their insight and discuss the data, and we want it to be useful to them. So we have a lot of insight what users feel about the data, what they think working with data, how they work with data, how they come up with solutions when they're working with large amount of data, sometimes working with unstructured data as well, and what they have to say about data, how they have been very useful in everyday work, making decisions. Okay, so let's move on to our next phase. Okay, so let's move on to next phase, that is define phase. In the define phase, we will take everything we have learned so far and refine it into a clear problem statement. We'll come up with a statement here, like we have users, and most specifically our users gonna be hospital administrator, a healthcare analyst, or a pharmacist analyst, if that is a thing. So how this user need the data and how they want to use this insight as. So, okay, so we have gathered all of this insight in the empathize phase. We're gonna go through it and we can start. So the
Okay.
core problem.
Yeah, I think we can start by defining our users. So there's a variety of different users here, right? So,
Yes.
you know, the first set of users is
Let's
like
say
Students.
so
analyst.
hospital business admin needs to, and then we have another user. We have like a student
Healthcare, yeah.
slash researcher
Researchers.
needs to, and then we have a clinician, right? So a doctor or a practitioner.
Yeah. Pharmacist. Everyone.
Any clinician,
Yeah,
and then
maybe
we might have.
pharmaceutical companies
I think
can
Todd
use
mentioned that
this
there's
data
also like
too.
a hospital. There's like a healthcare analyst.
Yeah, and I think a pharmaceutical company can use this data as well.
Yeah, if they're okay.
We're gonna come up with as much as insights we can.
I think the coalitions can use the data to reduce errors.
Okay, so they need to analyze clinical outcomes because they
Yeah.
because they they want to analyze
Each of us can grab one section and write what we think, how they will use the data, you know, what they need it for, what insight we want to add. You can drag one of the section down and fill in the blanks as you want.
Okay, yeah, so clinicians are looking at data to improve care. Okay. A business admin, yes, they're trying to optimize costs, maybe even profits, right?
To gain more, because I don't know why some of it is black.
And we can, a hospital business administration might have other opinion too. They might need data for, other things as well as improving profit, maybe decision making with amount of stuff they need to add, or bait size they need to add, something like that. We can have a bunch of ideas. We'll come up with ideas as much as we can, and then we'll refine it again. And from the inside, empathy phase, we have got a lot of insight, like user wants automated data publishing, online system where they can quickly use those data, have seamless working environment, engaging visualizations.
Okay, I think we got some good ones there. So we've got a constituency that's a hospital business admin that needs to optimize costs to improve their net revenue. We've got a student or researcher which wants to manipulate data to gain an understanding of trends or capabilities. Clinicians to analyze procedures to improve outcomes. And that could be, an improved cost outcome, or even a better way of doing things. Healthcare analyst needs to analyze a variety of data to determine staffing resources, hospital improvements, possible expansions, maybe add a clinic here or there, maybe something like that. And a pharma user is looking for opportunities to capture maybe a target market, or trying to find something that might be hiding in the data.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so we came up with a lot of insights in our define phase. Moving on to through this ideas we have generated, we want to make a collaborative statement that best defines the problem, so we can come up with ideas. So for their need, what the users are having the issue with.
Okay, well, for all the users, the data is important, and for different reasons. So we should say provide data for business, users, clinicians, analysts, and researchers to gain insights that will result in better patient care at an optimal cost and identify trends for improvement. All right, somebody poke a hole in that.
I can make some tweets.
Okay, so provide data for business user, clinicians, analysts, and researchers. I'm sorry, oh God. To gain insight that will result in better patient care at an optimal cost. Okay, so we need to address this. We need an online analytical platform that enables business users, clinicians, analysts, researchers to efficiently, analyze and visualize the data that will help them to uncover the insight that drive better patient care. They can identify the trends for continuous improvement, and it's gonna be also helpful for decision-making process, maybe for expanding a healthcare center. And with the data, they can also look where they need to extend a new healthcare facility or something like that. So our major, what we come up with is making a online platform. Now we'll move on to ideate phase, and here we're gonna come up with solutions that we think it will transfer our problem into an opportunity focused, and we'll go with how might we method will transform our problem into opportunity focused questions like how might we improve accessibility of the data to our users, how might we make data driven decisions, or how might we help stakeholders make data driven decisions, and how we will ensure easy use of sensitive information in an online platform, and how are we gonna make it useful or available to our users. We're gonna come up with a lot of ideas. You can just add some sticky notes here and there, and we have 3 functional areas here. First, we're gonna talk about user experience and interface, how we want the data to be seen, and then functionality and features, what functionalities and features we think we should have in our platform that will be very easy for our users who will use this data to come up with gonna help them with decision making and everything, and we can also come up with what other areas we can help our users with. Okay, what do you think we should have in our analytical platform? And we're gonna focus in all kind of ideas. It doesn't have to be a really big idea or a small one. Our major focus is how we can make a system that is intuitive and easy to navigate for our users. Based on insight we have grabbed from empathize phase and define phase, we know who our user is gonna be and how are they gonna use these data. So let's come up with new ideas we think are gonna work. We're coming up with great ideas over here. We can also talk about how are we gonna make this data, our system, available to users. maybe having user maybe having user to see what data they have downloaded before and all of that as well. And how they can get access to data. Are we gonna have like, can they just download without paying, or we're gonna come up with some payment method? Maybe having a secure payment method as well can come in other areas.
I think we do a prototype with authentication, and
Okay.
then we can work out the payment stuff later. I mean, because payment's going to require paying some money if you're going to connect to a payment gateway. So I don't know if we want to spend a lot of money right now in the prototype phase anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We could set it up at least.
Yeah. I mean, depending on like, I mean, WordPress gives you a lot of these capabilities, and there's already plugins for every payment gateway, and there's already plugins for subscription and download services. So that might make a lot of sense to simplify this whole thing. And it looks good because there's a million templates that you can use to make it look nice. I mean, I wasn't thinking WordPress until now, but now that I see all these things like social media, it's real simple. There's a plugin you can like cross post. Hey, I did this with Synaxis. Hey, check out my cool thing on Synaxis. If you're looking for blogs or discussion groups, I'm sure people are going to have questions about the data and they're going to need to discuss it. News, from our interview, every time the data is released, there's a lot of things like this hospital went out of business, or this one expanded. Update notifications. So we were told that, he gets updates like, regularly on a quarterly basis, but for some reason this quarter didn't happen on time. So that would be like, I mean, I'd want to know that, like when my next download's available, or if it's not available for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Showcase, maybe you could showcase something you did really cool with your with the analytics. There's all kinds of things.
Okay, so do we have any more features we want to add? We think user might need it, or as a user we need it.
I think at some point we'll take the features and we'll, break them down into a PRD, product requirements definition. So we'll have to rank these. We'll have to say what's the most important feature and what's the least important feature, and then we'll do the ones that we can do in the prototype.
Yeah, so you can add vote, and yeah, if we are done with the ideas, we're gonna start voting what we think is the best ideas. To me, I feel like we have ideas that we really need. All of them feels like we need those, but we have to rank them so we can add it. So we have brainstormed features that makes analytical platform really effective, user-friendly, and scalable in future. So with rank, we're gonna go with the most. We're gonna go with 5 for the one which we think is most important, and
Uh-oh. Gotta move that back.
you can always duplicate it if it's like hard to drag it. I know it's kinda. I can move it over here for you.
You can always hit Control Z and it'll go back. So just
Yeah, and I moved it over here for you, so it's easy.
Okay, yeah, I
Just drag.
put my number on your square on your sticky note and it went behind it because it's like behind the layer. I'll make sure I put it under it.
Or we can use icons like we have a tick mark, you know, which we want to go through.
I can't grab these anymore.
Yeah, I thought it was just me.
It's because it's behind this window. You got to move it down here where it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
And now you can grab it.
There we go.
you can grab it now. Oh yeah.
There we go. Oh, I like that idea. Whoever Trey came up with a good one.
There you go.
Quit moving that up there. It needs to stay down here.
I was trying to make it easy, but it does not seem easy.
Now I'm gonna put 4 here just because we're in a prototype phase. We need to get feedback.
Okay, it looks fun. We can always use this these check marks as well.
All right.
Okay, so when we have highest, nope, it's got 5 out of 5.
Oh, 5. I thought 1 was the highest.
Yeah, I thought so too. I did mine in reverse order.
Okay, then we are gonna go with like that. Okay, so 1 is the most important. So we want to support need of our user. We're gonna okay. Our system needs to have download raw data, feature, and sample dashboard. Yes, that's the most important one. We want our user to be able to download the data and the dashboard. And moving on to next, user authentication. Yep, we need to have a security concern as well. We need to have user authentication, login, logout feature, so we can safeguard our users, and their privacy is important as well. And okay, we have got most vote for these 2 features right here. And moving on to the second most important, it's gonna be simple web interface. Yep, we want our website and to have very simple interface where users can easily find what they want, and we want a database that saves user information where users can see what they have downloaded before, their information and everything. And second, we we need to have interactive visualization. Yes, I think that's really important as well. We want to have our user to like the visualization. We want them to just have the dashboard, see all the data, have information about it, and don't have to work through the data and refine it more. We want them to be able to use it for their work as it is. And okay, so in third, we have having blog, news forums, updates, notifications, like how if users, oh my God, if user have any update on healthcare data, hospital data, if sometimes if we don't have data on time, we need to give updates as well, and having tutorials on how they can use the data would be a great, and showcasing it, having it in social media platform, it's going to be a part of marketing, and that way we can gain a lot of users as well. And in third rank, we have how we want our front end and back end to be, and having secure, scalable, easy to navigate website is also another features we have. And coming into 4, contact information, feedback button, not having too much. I don't think we have voted for this.
Okay, let's go ahead and recap.
Yeah. Hey, we come up with a lot of features and ideas that we want in our system. So moving on to the next phase. Let's recap. Let's talk about what went well, what we can do better in our next workshop, if we have it in futures, any feedback on working with next workshop, and yep, let's have a recap over here. Let's talk about most important features, what we learned about users, what we want to have in our system. You can grab, yep. I think we can grab some sticky notes to make it easier to read. What do you guys think?
I wouldn't move them from where they are. Let's leave them there because we have to turn in the dashboard. So what went well, guys? Give me some ideas.
We can just add it in one big sticky note over here.
I could just type it straight in the
Oh,
item.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep, I love that.
Okay. What else went well?
I think the varying ideas were really good. They weren't all following the same footsteps. I think we had a very broad range of ideas for the systems.
We got to understand our team better.
I think we got understanding of users better as well. While going through this, we really thought about what we need.
Right, and I think it's important through things like this that we understand that us as the nerds and geeks of technology, we have to understand that the users may not share the same excitement. So you have to make sure you tailor your systems toward users, and I think the features that we came up with helps with that, making it simple for them.
Okay. could we do better?
I think just become a little bit more prepared.
I think we did great for the first time, but yeah, maybe a little bit prepared.
I think this will help us be prepared.
Yeah.
I think the experience will help in that regard.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, when we're in this workshop right away, we come up with a lot of ideas. I don't think being prepared, but yeah, trying to understand how this mural works, how this platform works before is like easier.
Okay.
What do we think we can do better next time?
It's earlier in the day.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I know I had something to do with it.
Nah, you're fine.
Also, I think have a better understanding of what the user needs. The user requirements. I think that would help us kind of hone in our ideas. It'd be a lot more tailored toward what we need to do.
Yeah, I think since we had some idea on, even after interviewing with Mr. Todd, we had idea of like what do we need. So I think we got more focused on that.
Right.
Right? I don't think I can come up with any other things right now.
I'll say feedback for the next workshop is to have snacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Benny, unselect that so I can type it.
Oh.
Just click somewhere. Just click
It might
click
might be
anywhere.
me.
Make sure it's not me.
It's got her. It's red. I can't.
Oh,
I can't
okay.
click it.
I don't think that's. Is it mine?
Oh, that's Trey.
Okay.
Can you type
But
now?
it is logged sometimes when you are just working with it. Yeah, it's a bit hard.
I think we need to redesign Mural.
Oh yeah.
That'd be our projects, right?
And with this mural, it started saying like we don't have more mural template left to work with. I was worried if it's gonna work or not.
No, I don't think we'll. I mean, we'd have to pay for mural in order to do more murals. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this is the one that we're doing right here, or we'll just keep expanding this one.
Right.
We'll keep going over to the right forever. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. I tried, and I even tried using the templates, and most of them were like, we need to pay. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I had to create this, dragging the tables from here and there.
Okay.
So if there's another platform for us to do design thinking workshop, I think I would go with the other one. This is a bit confusing. That would be a feedback for next workshop using another platform.
All right.
If
That's
it's available.
All right. That's a wrap on today.